so that you have access to this later. And then I am going to start sharing my screen. And if anybody wants to help me out in chat, if people have questions, feel free to help answer if you know the answer. And the link is in the chat. If you're just joining us, let me put the link in one more time, but someone else can always add and put the link in there as well if someone's asking for it. So the link that's in the chat, all you have to do is copy that link, and you can right click on it and hit copy, or hit Control-C to copy the link, and then create a new tab in Google Chrome. So when you're in Google Chrome here, all you have to do then is hit paste. And if I set the share settings correctly, you should have access to this slide deck. I gave you commenting rights on the slide deck. So if you want, you could put comments off to the side of the slide deck as well. And then to add this slide deck to your Google Drive, all you have to do is come up here where it says Add Shortcut to Drive. Click on that, and then you can add it, the shortcut right to your drive right from here, or you can click on this arrow and you can put it in one of the folders that you have created. If you don't have a folder that you want to put it in, you can always create a folder from here by clicking on this icon of the new folder with the plus sign, and then give it a name, put a check, click on the check mark here to create the folder and add the shortcut there. If you don't use your Google Drive very often and you don't want to save it to your Google Drive, you can always bookmark it. To bookmark it, come over here to the star and click on the star. When you bookmark it, the star turns blue, and I can add it to my bookmark bar if I want, or if I click on this arrow, I can add it into a folder within my bookmarks. If I don't use my bookmark bar or bookmark folders much, and you want to know where your bookmark bar is, all you have to do is come over here to the far right, the three dots, click on that and go to Bookmarks and click on Show Bookmark Bar. If I click on that, it takes away my bookmark bar. If I want my bookmark bar back, I just click on Bookmarks, Show Bookmark Bar, and it's there. If I put it in my bookmarks, all I have to do is go to my bookmarks and go to my Bookmark Manager. And here I can see all of the bookmarks I have. And over here on the left-hand side, my folders that I have within my bookmarks. So that's another way to do it. But right now, here's the bookmark bar. It shows me what's on the bookmark bar. If I go into my Google folder, I can see what's in my Google folder. So if you haven't used the bookmark bar before, the bookmarks, that's another way to do it. Again, there's multiple ways to do the same thing out there. So you do what works and what your brain understands to do. Again, I appreciate people helping me out in the chat by answering questions, or even if you have questions, put your questions there as well. So if I'm going to skip to slide 3 here, I'll move my Bitmoji virtual classroom down here. So, oh, I can't move it because I'm on my view only. Let me go back to the one my work account. I'll put it there. Okay, so slide 2 here, the sign-in sheet. To click on the sign-in sheet, this is, again, if we had a sign-in sheet, if we were meeting in person, this is what I would ask you to fill out. Since we're not in person, I'm asking you to fill it out online. And it's this right here. It's a Google form. We added, real quick, was the other just got added in there. I know it's not in order. But if your school's not on here, just click other for the time being for right now. So fill out that form. If you can't get that form filled out during the training, you can do it after. If you can't access it right now, again, it's okay. We can get you signed up after the fact. And again, if some of you are new to this, when I'm sharing my screen, if my screen is taking up your entire monitor, you can exit the full screen by hitting the escape key, and or in the right hand corner there should be like a little icon of, to let you, it says exit full screen when you hover over it. Those are a couple different ways to try. If you're still having trouble to exit full screen, put it in chat, and maybe someone else might suggest another way to exit full screen. Also, here on step 2, I've got an evaluation. If you could fill out at the end, I would appreciate it. Again, your feedback does help with our workshops and us to change things up. So one thing that came out of feedback back in April was people wanted recordings of these. So that's why we've started recording, so that people can go back and access these later, especially those of you who've got little ones at home that you're trying to help them, plus trying to learn at the same time. Also, here is the evaluation. You should get that within 24 to 96 hours after today's workshop. And then once you fill that out, you will have get your professional development hour, and then that's what you will input into your Ellis account. The recording will be found on the YouTube channel. If you don't use YouTube that much, that's fine. I had to learn about YouTube a while back, and I will add it here to the videos. Do you have to subscribe to my YouTube channel? You don't. If you subscribe to a channel, whether it's mine or anyone else's, you just will get notifications when things are added. You can still have access to everything on there. Now, if I was a big time YouTuber and making money off of my YouTube channel, yes, I would want people to subscribe to it, because then I can show the people who are sponsoring me or paying me money to run ads or talk about their products on my YouTube channel, that I can show that here's how many thousands or millions of subscribers I have on my YouTube channel. But you can go out there today to access the different workshops I have put on there since May. Real quick again, my name is Lisa Schwartz, 21st year in education. First 19 years spent at Quincy Public School District, teaching various subjects, 6th through 9th grade, mainly taught computers and computer science. And the last couple of years I have been working with the Learning Technology Center as a regional ed tech coordinator, and I'm working with 10 ROEs here in Central Illinois. It's this green area here, and the school districts within those ROEs. So usually school districts just reach out to me to see if I can give their teachers or help with their coaches on PD opportunities. So feel free to let me know if you have any needs or any questions. Again, if you haven't heard about the Learning Technology Center, here on slide 4 and 5, it talks more about the LTC. I'm kind of going a little bit fast through some of these first few slides, because this hour will go fast. I will hopefully slow down as we're going into learning about the virtual classroom. So here on slide 6, I've got, again, we're going to go over the Bitmoji virtual classroom, and then if we have time, we'll go over Google, some other tips and tricks in Google Slides. So if you look at my slide 7, here I've got a virtual classroom. You'll see, I don't know if you've had time to look at the different ones out there. There's some people have taken a lot of detail and put a lot of different things in their classroom and added different links. You can make this as, you can make it your own. So I'm going to walk you through how to do this. And, you know, we say it's a Bitmoji virtual classroom. If you don't have a Bitmoji and you're not into the Bitmoji, that's fine. You could still make a virtual classroom without putting your Bitmoji in there. So let me go ahead and, I'm trying to think which I should show you first. Let me, if on slide 8, so if you've never used a Bitmoji, what you will have to do is create one. A while back, you could only create one through Snapchat, but since then they have changed that. that you can create one in the App Store or the Google Play Store. So to do that, all you would have to do is go to one of those stores and create one. Once you have one created, and if need be, I can show you how to do that as well. Again, I just don't know. My main goal is to show you to create the virtual classroom here. And did my screen just stop sharing? Yeah, okay. Thank you. Sometimes I notice that and sometimes I don't, but all right, here we go. So again, if you need me to walk you through the Bitmoji and how to create that, I can do that at the end. My main goal is to help you with the virtual classroom, and then if need be, I can help you with the Bitmoji. If you do have your Bitmoji already created, what you would need to do is go to the Chrome Web Store and download the Bitmoji Chrome extension. I switched accounts to see if it was on this account, but I have it on there as well. So to get the Bitmoji Chrome extension, again, all you would have to do is come up here to the plus sign, get a new tab, and go to the Chrome Web Store. How do you get to the Chrome Web Store? I have it up here on my bookmark bar under apps, and I go to the Chrome Web Store that way. If you don't panic. You can go to chrome.google.com, and that should take you to the web store. It's /web store. And here's where I can get extensions and themes. So I'm going to concentrate here on extensions, and I want the Bitmoji extension. So if I just type in Bitmoji, and right here, it says it's already been added to my extensions. I can see it up here. But if it hasn't, it would say add to Chrome. Now, some of your school districts, and maybe many of your school districts, won't allow you to add extensions to your Chrome profile through Word. Excuse me. So you might have to add this Bitmoji extension on your personal account until you can get approval from your Google admin to add this extension to the Google, to add the extension to the teacher's Google Chrome. So the Bitmoji, again, I can remove it at any time. It would say add to Chrome if I haven't added it to Chrome. And then if I scroll down here, well, before I scroll down here, it's showing out of 5 stars. It's about an average of 4 out of 5 stars. People, you can see the comments people have left for the reviews, and it looks like over 1 million users using Bitmoji. Again, overview down here lets you know where you can use it, kind of gives you some overview of the extension. Again, right here, it lets you know there's thousands of stickers for every situation. If you click here, sometimes there's videos here or just little screenshots of things that it can do. So that's the Bitmoji extension. And I brought Twitter up too because I hope to show you some things you can look on Twitter for virtual classrooms as well. So to get started, all you have to do is you can create a new slide deck if you want, or right here I'm just going to create a new slide. To create a new slide, I can just hit Control-M and I have a blank canvas. But again, you might just go to File, New, Presentation, and create your own virtual classroom with the slide deck. And if you look at mine here on slide 7, I've got a background with wall and floor. And what I've done here, I've added a whiteboard here. I can type anything here on the whiteboard. I added a clock. This plant here was part of the background. And then as you can see, I've added some bookshelves. I just put computers here. Mine's very simple, but you can make it you can put it full of everything that you would like to have in your virtual classroom. So how do you get started with the background? So all I would need to do is come up here where it says background, and where it says image, I want to choose an image. Okay. So with this, then I would go here to, let me close out of this, hit choose image, and I would go over here to Google image search. And then at the Google image search, what I've searched for is a wall and floor background. And you can look to see if any of these you like. Do you have to do a background this way? You don't, but this is how I went about choosing my wall and floor background. And so you can choose any one that you like here. We'll choose this one. This is the original one I chose right here to the left, and then just hit insert. And so what that does, then it puts the background on that slide for me. I can hit done, and then I can go ahead and start adding things. So if I want to add that whiteboard, all I would need to do is go up here to insert, and I would go to image, and I would search the web. What I like about this when I'm searching the web, it doesn't create a new tab for me. It's just off here to the right-hand side. And I would put in just whiteboard. And then choose the whiteboard you'd like. Again, just select the one you want. And then I think you can drag it over there, or you can hit insert by clicking on it and hit insert. So either way, again, multiple ways to do the same thing. And so here I have a whiteboard here from my classroom. I can put it wherever I'd like. If you want a whiteboard, you don't have to have a whiteboard. And in order to write on this whiteboard, all I had to do was come up here to hit insert text box, and then put a text box on here, and then this is where I could write on it. Okay. And then I think on mine I said, welcome or introduction to Google Slides, or welcome to the Learning Technology Center of Illinois. And then, so on this one, I then hyperlinked it to the LTC's website. So you can hyperlink anything. You can hyperlink any images or words so that it takes them to different places. So how do you hyperlink? All you have to do is highlight the words that you want hyperlinked, and you can do a couple different things. You could come up here and click on Insert Link. If you see in parentheses there, it tells me what the shortcut keys. Since I'm on a Mac, the shortcut keys is the Command K. On a Chromebook or a Windows device, it's Control K. So if I put Command K here, that's one short key I use a lot because I do insert links, whether it's in emails or on documents or slides all the time. So I've just learned the shortcut for that. And if I have the link here, I can put the shortcut in here. I can even link it within the slides in the presentation. I can link it to other slide decks out there that I've created, or I can even find more. So I can even search on the web right over here for where I want to link it. So if I wanted to link it to Google Slides, it's free online presentations. I can check it out if I want, but if not, I can just link it to when I can just link it here to the Google Slides by Command K and then selecting it. So this free online presentations, click on that, links, and it goes there. If I haven't checked it out, I'll want to make sure to check it out. So how do I then go to that link, or how would students go to that link? If you're not in the presentation mode, they would just click on Google Slides once, and then underneath it, then they can click on the link. If I was in presentation mode, all they would have to do is then hover over if it's got a link on it. Do you see how my cursor changes from the pointer to the hand? And then it would take them to the link about Google Slides or whatever I've linked that to. So you can, again, let me escape out of the presentation mode. You don't have to be in the presentation mode to go to those links. Just know that you have to click twice. You'll have to click there and then the links underneath. Now let's say that Google Slides link, I don't want that there anymore. Can I remove it? Yes, you can. I don't have to delete the word Google Slides. I can just come here and remove the link at any time. I can come here and edit the link if I want to put a different link there, and or I can copy the link if I want the link in a different place, because just like you're seeing on some of the websites you interact with, you can click on different things to get to the same link. So there may be reasons why you have multiple links of the same thing throughout your page on Google for your virtual classroom. So then if I go back to this one that I'm creating here, so what I did, again, to refresh your memory, I just came over here, went up here to insert image, and I searched the web for a whiteboard. Typed in whiteboard, selected a whiteboard over here that I wanted. Can I delete it at any time? I can. If I don't want that one, I can delete that whiteboard. Do you see when I click on it? Then I can delete it, cut it, whatever I want. I can move it. If I move it from the corner, let me just show you something. I can, move it and drag it from the corner, or I can grab it and move it around the page how I want to. Again, it's just what you get used to. And as you can see, when I'm trying to move it, this text box gets in the way at times. So if I know that I've got text on my whiteboard and I don't want to keep moving my text to fit my whiteboard if I'm moving it around, what I can do, I can put them together. I can group them. And if I click on the text box and click on the whiteboard and right click, I can hold down the control key. I forgot to say that earlier. Hold down the control key and I can group them. And what grouping does, then when I move these around, the whiteboards and the text box stay together. It doesn't move. I don't know if you saw earlier where when I was moving the whiteboard, the text box, I had to move too. So how do you group them together? Click on both the text box. Click on one of them first. So I clicked on the text box first, then hold down the control key, click on the whiteboard. So you can kind of see that they're still both selected, and I can group it. Now, if I've already grouped it and I don't want to group it anymore, I can go here to ungroup it, and I can ungroup it then, and then I can move them and they can be separate. So I thought I ungrouped them. There we go. It just took a minute there. So again, to group them, so I don't have to keep moving it. If I decide to rearrange my classroom, you know how many times you rearrange your classroom over the course of the year, you might want to rearrange your virtual classroom as well. So you want to group it, and you can group any items together, not just a text box and the whiteboard. If I put a plant up here or a wall clock, I could group all of that together. So again, I clicked on the text box, hold down the control key, click on what else I want selected. I can do this for multiple items. Come over here to group, and then they're grouped there as one. Then I don't have to worry about moving several things every time I move one thing to, if I want. If you see back here on my classroom, I've got a rug, I've got put a chair in here, put a wall clock. Anytime you are adding things here, you want to have it be a transparent background. So if I come over here and I want to put, whether it's a chair or couch, and just say transparent background. So if I choose, I'll just choose this couch here. That probably will maybe blend in with my background. Okay. So as you can see, I can resize it. I can grab it and move it anywhere on my screen. And oh, I want to go back and choose a different couch here. Let me choose this one here. And I'll show you why. And I think I selected 2 couches, so let me delete one. Oh, it deleted them both. And I'm going to delete this couch. And let's say this couch is over here and I want it to be over here, but going the opposite direction. What you can do, you can click on any of these images here and watch what I do right now. I'm going to take this, I'm going to click on this box right here and I'm going to drag it over here to the left. And I can just flip the picture that way. So again, you can flip any picture. If it's not going the right way you want it, you can flip it by dragging it and going over and past the other little square there. You could also come up here to Arrange, and you can rotate any of the images this way as well. You can center it on the page. You can also order it. So if you need to send something to the back to be behind another picture, you could do that as well. So this Arrange menu here will become your friend when you're creating a virtual classroom. Do you see nothing? Everything's grayed out right now. Why is that? Because I don't have anything selected. So if I select the whiteboard here and I go to Arrange, I've got some options here. So here's another place where I can group and ungroup different items as well. And then here's where I could rotate it as well. But I just always have gotten used to, over the years, flipping it using the handles here on the image. So then if you see this bookcase right here, every time I move this bookcase, do you see what's happening then? What would I have to also move? I'd also have to move this world map if I wanted it on top of the bookcase, this plant, and all of these monitor screens here. So again, this is why you would want to group in case if you want to rearrange. So I'm going to go ahead and hit undo so that my bookcase goes back there. But because what I did here was I just had these monitors here, and I put in a text box in the monitors and I put different links in here. So here's a link to the YouTube channel. Here's a link to the LTC community. Link to the LTC workshop. So what I had to do was I put a text box in there and typed in those words, and then I hyperlinked them. So again, to hyperlink it was I went out and got my link to my YouTube channel. I just highlighted the words, and I did do Command K or Control K. Control K is on a Chromebook or a Windows device, and then I pasted in my link to my YouTube channel and hit apply. So then when you go click on that, it will take you to my YouTube channel. So that grouping is very important, especially if you are going to rearrange your classroom a lot. So how do I get then my Bitmoji in here? So what I did, once you've created your avatar here in the Play Store and you've added the extension, the Bitmoji, then you can come up here and click on the Bitmoji extension. And you can search your Bitmoji. You've got, the most popular, the recent ones. You can click on these different icons down here to see some different Bitmojis that they've created, or you can even just search the Bitmoji up here. So if I want to put me sitting, I just type in the word sitting, and I can see some of the Bitmojis that are out there. Again, if it's got the word in here, you can crop out the image. We can use the cropping tool within Google Slides as well. Let's say I just want that image. Again, I can just drag it down here or right click and insert it. And again, I can resize it. Now, as you can see, I'm sitting the opposite way. So again, what I do, I just drag it, flip it over, and then it can be, I can rearrange it where I want to sit on the couch. And then again, I can group these in case if I am going to be moving or flipping both my icon or my image and the couch. But, you know, to group, I can hold down the control key. Once I've selected one thing, hold down the control key, select another, and then I can go to group here, or I can come up here to arrange, and I can group here, rotate, center on page. I can even change the alignment and or the order. If for some reason I want to be standing behind the couch, I would send me to the back. So again, I can go up to arrange, or I can right click on here and I can go to order, and I can send either to the back or send to back. So you can see, you know, if you're wanting to be hidden, whatever it may be, you can see what it does, then the order of that. Can I create a link for my image or even the couch? I can. Again, just insert link, and you can link anything on your virtual classroom that you want. As you can see, this one, you know, also put in a clock, a rug, some other books, plants. You know, if you want to put a list of your different books that you're reading or suggestions for your students to read, you could take a snippet or a screenshot of the books that you want and put the images of the books here on your bookshelf and link those books to the reviews, so that the kids can go and, you know, read a review about it to see if that's something that they want to read.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, you sure can.
So I was working with that, still trying to put that couch in with transparent background.
Yeah.
If you can't get a couch in there, like the one you chose seems to work, but then like I was choosing a black one or something else and several didn't work. Is there a way of, once it's in there, to get rid of that background, like it was giving me a white box or a black box behind it?
There is. I think you can crop it, but I was just trying to do it, you know, to make it as simple as possible. So if you go up here to, let me go to the couch. And if I go to mask image, I can turn it into a shape, or is it under format options?
Hey, Lisa.
Yeah.
If you go to Luna Pick, or if you go to remove.bg, that will remove your backgrounds.
Okay, say that again, remove.
.bg.
Okay. I've heard of that.
Yeah, Luna Pick is a better one.
Okay. And Kathleen, is thank you for saying that. Now with this, with remove.bg, do you have, it says it's free, but do you only have like up to 30 or 100 images you can remove the background from? Do you know?
It's totally free. You don't sign up.
Okay, don't sign up.
Yeah, don't sign up.
Okay.
And the Luna Pick is better, like you can do more to it.
And you said Luna Pick?
Yeah, it's not lunar, but it's LUNAPIC.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you for sharing that, Kathleen. And Kathleen, if you will, can you put that in the chat as well? And if I get time, I'll add that to the Google slide deck too.
Yeah, most definitely.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And Nancy, was that you that asked the question originally?
No, it was me, Christy.
Oh, Christy, I apologize. So yeah, great question, Christy. I know you can crop some images here and use the mask images as well, but I think what Kathleen just shared, that's good. I know I saw where people were using this as the remove.bg. I just have never used it, but yeah, multiple ways. So thank you, Kathleen. So as you can see, hopefully that will get you started and on, you know, getting your virtual classroom. I didn't want to spend all the time on this virtual classroom. If need be, I can, and you know, if there's more questions. But I wanted to jump to slide 10, and I think if Angela's on, I'll have her share her examples of her classroom, a virtual classroom she's made. And I put some other examples there, and I even added a folder here that Jennifer Carlson created some different resources and images out there that you can use for your virtual classroom. But before, if Angela is on, before she shares her examples, Twitter. I will tell you, as a teacher, I didn't get on Twitter much, even to this day. I don't get on Twitter unless if I wake up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and can't go back to sleep. But it has been a great resource for me and for other teachers. But again, it's just finding the time to do all of this. Maybe you guys have plenty of time and I need to learn from you, but I've run out of time to do a lot of things. So here on Twitter, what you can do on slide 10, I've got some examples you can look up of Bitmoji classrooms. And I'm sure you can do something similar on Facebook too. But if you do hashtag Bitmoji Classroom or hashtag virtual Bitmoji Classroom or hashtag teachers give teachers, you can find lots of other examples out there. So again, if you're not an avid Twitter user, it's fine. I still don't know everything about Twitter that I should know, but I know enough that for what I want to do and for the time I have. But if I come up here and hit search Twitter and I put in that hashtag, what that will do is everyone who has put that hashtag in their tweet, they have them all here. So as you can see, the ones we're going to look at is the ones that say hashtag Bitmoji Classroom. So this will give you some ideas. Another thing people are doing is adding stop motion to their, you know, to their classroom. That's something else we can teach you too, but that's another workshop as well. So ignore the ads here. But you can see here's someone put hashtag Bitmoji Classroom. So all of these in this stream here will have the hashtag Bitmoji Classroom. You can see lots of different examples out there to see what people have included in their virtual classroom. So I highly encourage you to learn this way as well. Again, if you don't use Twitter, check it out. If you don't have a Twitter account and you need help setting that up, let me know. I can help you with that as well. But I know just since March, I would say this hashtag has gone crazy. People have had time to create classrooms, and it's kind of neat to see what other people are creating. So Angela, are you here with us today?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, perfect. Would you like to share your screen and talk about your classroom, virtual classrooms that you created, or do you want me to continue sharing my screen, but you just talk?
It says I can't share screen right now.
Okay, because I'm sharing. So
Yeah.
I can stop sharing if you feel comfortable, if you want to give it a shot.
That's fine.
Okay, perfect. Let's see if you can share. Okay, you can, perfect. So I want to introduce you to Angela Mann. She's a teacher I met, was it a few weeks ago, in some other workshops, and she shared with me her virtual classroom, and she's had time to make more of these. And I thought, it's just like in the classroom, sometimes you don't always want to hear from the teacher, you want to hear from other students or other educators. So I want to give Angela the floor here and talk to us about what she's created. And I've shared her examples here on slide 10 as well.
So with the extra time I had on my hands being at home, I did go ahead and create this one specifically for my math class. And I used a lot of the similar things that we just saw in the workshop. But each of these items on my bookshelf are actual websites that I use in my classroom on an everyday basis. So I've linked each one to go to the website. So we use MobyMax a lot. This will take the kids directly to the student login of MobyMax. Same thing for Freckles, Splash Learn. Let's see. If I go, I made one for my reading class as well. Whoops. I made this one just for today. Just a little bit of variety. So I put my I can statement on my board. And then each of these items on this bookshelf are linked to YouTube videos on how to create Bitmojis in case I needed a reminder. And then the one on the bottom, I linked to making animated Bitmoji so this person can walk around the classroom. I did not prepare one of those only because my district blocks the extension download to be able to put that together.
So yeah, this is my first time seeing this one that you created, Angela. Did you put this in the folder?
Yes.
Well, okay, perfect.
And then I made one for a science class. And then the whole background is just an image from a web search. And I don't teach science, so this was kind of cool and different for me. So what I did was I drew a little text box around each of the planets and then hyperlinked each of those boxes to just a fun facts website. So if I were to click on the Earth, it would pull up just a website with, it was supposed to be a kid-friendly space facts. And then I think I said I was going to go to my reading one, but I've neglected it. And so this one is for my reading class. And I teach, right now I'm in kindergarten through third grade level. So the posters I put on the wall were, again, websites that we use in the classroom on a regular basis. But this time on the bookshelves, I put books that I thought the kids would enjoy watching be read to them. So each one is linked to a YouTube video with someone reading the book. I tried to get the authors reading the book when possible. So I had a couple of Mo Willems books in here where he had read. He also put on, the first week we were out of school, he put some doodle, I think they were called lunch doodles. And so he taught online how to draw some of his characters. And I knew my kids would like that. So the books are linked directly to YouTube for those.
Oh, you've spent a lot of time on this, Angela.
Did you want to, have you worked with banners at all, Lisa?
I have a couple, but if you want to share about your banners, what else you have in there, feel free to do so.
So I took one of my classrooms and put it across the top of my Google Classroom. So by turning this into a banner, it stretches it out, and then in Google Classroom, you can replace your current picture with one that you've created. And you can do that, I believe it was through settings. Is that right, Lisa?
Yeah, go under File, Page Setup.
Mm.
Keep going down.
Yeah, I got to move you guys out of the way.
Okay.
So if you set your page setup to 16 by 4, that gets you the right spread and size that you need to turn that into a banner. And so if I go over here to my classroom, wrong one, this one. So this is my math Google Classroom, and I was able to, over here, upload the photo that I had created of my virtual classroom and now made that my banner for Google Classroom.
Perfect. And that was, you just created that from your virtual classroom. You just changed the page setup to 16 by 4, and then all you had to do was upload the photo.
I had to slide things around just to kind of spread them out a little bit because that doesn't automatically spread out for you. So everything was a little out of whack. That might have been a good time to have them grouped together.
Okay. But even though if you had them grouped together, you would still have to adjust it based on the page setup size.
Right. Well, that allowed more room to add more items too. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Angela, when it's up there at the top of the Google Classroom, do those links still work, or are they just now images?
I think they're just now images, but I really haven't tried that. I'm clicking on it now, but I'm not able to make it do anything.
Yeah, great question.
So once you've created your virtual classroom, where's the best place to post it for the kids to see it, to be able to click on it? Are we posting these in like Google site? Or are we just emailing it to them?
Yeah, great question, Molly. It's whatever platform you're using. So if you do use Google Sites with your students, yeah, you could put it on your Google Sites. If you use Google Classroom, you could put this, to your announcements and have the kids be able to access the resources by clicking on that link. Some people are even creating these virtual classrooms for different, like Angelou was showing, for different subjects, or even for different assignments. But, excuse me, it just depends on how you usually disseminate your information to your students. Does anybody else have suggestions on how else you would get this to your students?
Lisa, this is Angie again. I've seen people use them embedded in slideshows. So if they share a slideshow with their class, then the links would already be embedded in the presentation.
Okay. Yeah, lots of different ways. Yeah, great question. And then there are, if you are interested in the banners out there, there are, again, if you go on Twitter, you can look at classroom banners, Bitmoji classroom banners, hashtag, see some examples. And Jeannie and Kathleen both brought up on Facebook, there's a Bitmoji craze for educators that you can belong to as well. And what's nice about today in education, I don't know if you've noticed this, but a lot of people are sharing these resources for free. That, Jeannie, I don't know if you want to speak on what you found on Facebook, or Kathleen.
On that group, there is virtual field trips that you can just change and put your own Bitmoji in. We just try to give the person credit for their work, obviously. There is banners, there's, they have the virtual classrooms, they have, different objects that you can put in your classroom, they have the backgrounds. There's people that are willing to help you, that will walk you through your classroom. They literally have everything on there to do whatever you need to do. I've actually learned a lot from that group. It's an absolutely amazing group that will help you do anything.
Okay. So if you use Facebook, all they need to do is the Bitmoji craze for educators. And then they just ask to join. Do they have to answer questions to join the group?
I can't remember if you have to answer the couple questions or not. But like I said, you just have to make a copy of the work. That's all they ask, because otherwise you can change the original copy and then mess up whoever's work it was. But other than that, I mean, people are wonderful at sharing what they have. I mean, I've made awesome field trips for, my kids, and can't wait to show them. I mean, there's Disney World, there's like different animal safaris. It's amazing what people have done.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, are you guys seeing not only just for the Bitmoji virtual classrooms, but almost anything out there? People are willing to share. Just if you use their work, just make sure you give them credit and you don't say that you created it, but you give credit to where credit's due, and they're letting you use it for free.
Can I ask a virtual field trip question?
Yeah, go for it. And maybe Kathleen, I haven't created a virtual field trip, but very similar, but yeah, hopefully someone can answer your question.
So there was a virtual field trip that was shared with my second grade book group. And she said you could copy it and share it out. One of them was a Walt Disney one. One of them was a Cedar Rapids or Cedar Point. And I made the copy of them and I shared it with my parents through the Remind app so that they could take it at home. But then a lot of them said you had to ask permission then to view it. Was I sharing something wrong, or is there some button I forgot to click?
Yeah, great question. Once you made a copy, what you needed to do, I'm going to share my screen real quick. What you needed to do, so let's say this was the slide deck that you was sharing out with the parents. Go up here to share and just change your share settings to make sure where it says get link. The default usually is within your Google domain, within your school district. So usually the default is, for me, Learning Technology Center. So I would just have to go in here to the share settings and change it, anyone with the link. And then do I want them to comment, view, or edit? Give them the rights. And then once I've got what I want, just copy the link and share it out that way.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I'll have to go back and look because I made it so it could be viewed by everybody and not allow them to change it. So then here's a follow-up. So if I then share it with my teachers in my building and then they shared it with their parents, if I put that anyone with the link, when they go to share it, will it stay there or do they have to change it too?
It should stay there. The only reason it wouldn't stay there is if they made a copy. Anytime you make a copy, you have to change the share settings.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Great question. And when you get to that, if you need help, feel free to reach out to me or anyone else in this group. But that's one nice thing I love about these workshops is it does give people a chance, if we have time, to ask questions and get to know other people within the workshop. And I appreciate the people who also commented in chat that you just joined the Facebook group too, that it only asked you what subject and level you teach. So good to hear. What are your other questions? I will tell you, we're getting close to the time to end. So I just want to leave you with this, and feel free, we've got time, we can stay on after if you have more questions. But again, with technology, don't beat yourself up if you don't know something. Reach out like we're showing you and sharing with you today. There's Twitter, Facebook groups out there, lots of resources that people are willing to share with us. But I'll leave you with the Maya Angelou quote that I did then what I knew how to do. Now that I know better, I do better. So hopefully with learning more about technology, that you can incorporate this into your classroom to challenge your students and realize that you don't need to know all of the apps out there before your students use them. If your district allows different apps for the students to use, to see what they can create and learn from them. So good luck on your journey. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. Again, if you can, on slide 19, fill out this Google evaluation, and then know within 24 to 96 hours you will get the ISB evaluation as well. But feel free to stay on if you've got questions, or if you want to have a discussion among other educators, what else is going on out there. We'll leave this open for a little bit, so you can chat if you would like. But again, thank you for joining us today.
I just have a quick question.
Yeah.
Is there a way to make links obvious on a virtual classroom? Because sometimes if you look at some and they just seem so overwhelming and you don't really know where to click or what has a link.
On mine, how I've got it, mine, I have it underlined when I have a link for mine. But again, I could put a link for an image. And I don't think, the only way we know that there's links is by hovering over it and when your cursor changes to click on it. Anybody else do something different when you hyperlink things out there? Nancy, was that you asking the question?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
That makes sense.
If you look at slide 7 of my virtual classroom, anywhere I have words that it links to it, it's underlined.
Okay.
But I don't, for images, I don't know if there is a way. If there is, if someone knows, please unmute and let us know.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for asking the question, Nancy.
Lisa, I have a question. My name's Lori.
Yeah, hi, Lori.
Somebody had mentioned that there's an extension that you can download to make your Bitmoji move or walk or whatever. She had said that her district doesn't allow it, but I was wondering, what is the name of that? What do I look for to see if that's something that's possible for us?
I don't know the extension off of the top of my head. How I've made my Bitmoji move is by using the stop motion in Google Slides, and copying and pasting or duplicating my slides. But does anybody know of the extension out there? That
The one I tried to get into, Lisa, was called Creator Studio.
Okay, Creator Studio. And were you able to get into it?
My district has blocked our extension downloads.
And it was called Creator Studio?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome, Lori. Thanks, Angela. And was it an extension or was it an app?
No, that was an extension.
Okay. Because when I put in, maybe I'm misspelling it. When I put in Creator Studio, nothing came up for mine.
I'll look.
Okay. Because again, like Angela was saying, many school districts don't allow you to add extensions. So, try it on your personal account to see, and then see what your district's policy is to add extensions. Anybody else out there know of any other extensions? Before we let go, I want to do a huge shout out to Angela for sharing all of her virtual classroom she's made, and took the time to share her screen and present to you guys. So good job, Angela. Appreciate you doing that. I know sometimes it could be nerve-wracking, but you did an awesome job. I appreciate.
You're welcome.
All right, someone is asking in chat about usage rights for images and pictures for Google Slides. How can I be absolutely sure that there are no copyright laws? Good question. When I insert images, when I insert them from, well, you know, I think I have an article on that I can maybe share with you. I should have put that in the links. I don't think I did. Let me double check here. Angela, if you're still on, do you, is there any way you double check on the images or pictures that you use that you have usage rights to?
To be honest, I go into like Teachers Pay Teachers and I scour through there for just the ones that either the sellers will give you the rights to. I also go into whenever I do I filter my search so that they're labeled for reuse.
Yeah.
And then check the terms of use in there. I try to only use the ones that are labeled for even commercial use, for small business commercial use, especially if you're selling them on TPT or anything else.
Okay. And I'll share my screen real quick and show you what Angela's talking about. She was saying when you do a Google image search, and that's why I was trying to verify if on Google Slides, when I search within Google Slides and it brings up the right-hand side, I was trying to verify, or it brings up the right-hand side of the images to verify that those were copyright, that I could use them. So what I did, I went and just typed in couch transparent background. And what Angela was talking about, if you go to images, if I just want images, in this case I do, and then come over here to tools. When I'm at tools, she was talking about the usage rights. So you can filter this. So if you want to be absolutely for sure that you do have the usage rights to use this, go to usage rights, and you can put labeled for non-commercial reuse, whether it's for with modification or just non-commercial reuse, or labeled for reuse. So really any of these, I would think for a virtual classroom would work. And if I click on that, then what it will do, it will filter the couches that I can use in my virtual classroom because it's labeled for reuse. But I've also turned on my safe search on. If I go to settings, I think I need to recalibrate my mouse here. There we go. I don't know if I can look at the advanced search and look at things within here too. Yeah, the usage rights. So I could do this from the advanced search as well. Free to use or share, free to use to share even commercially, and that's what Angela was talking about as well. So like if for some reason you would create something that you decide to put on Teachers Pay Teachers, so this would let you even use it commercially, free to use or share even commercially. So you could set it up that way when you do your advanced search. Okay. Angela, thanks for saying that it's an add-on and not an extension. That's fine. That's why it does get confusing with all of these different things out there. But the Creator Studio is an add-on for Google Slides. Yep. Okay.
Right.
So I don't know if Lori's still on here, who asked that question earlier. And the add-ons, again, if you don't know all of the difference between extensions and add-ons, great question. Don't feel like you should know that already. Again, since a lot of schools block this, a lot of people don't know about these and the differences. But if you go to add-ons and get add-ons, I'm in Google Slides. And I go to get add-ons, and this is what Angela was talking about, the Creator Studio. I can go to Creator Studio. And so this is where, this is it?
Yeah.
Okay. And then again, why a lot of districts block this, because sometimes some of these add-ons or extensions, they collect data on the students, which again, that could make you liable. So that's why they're in control of what they can install on the Google domain. So again, on your personal account, all you would have to do is hit install. It says it, get ready to install, hit continue, and then it does, sometimes it may ask that it needs access to your Google Drive, view and manage your Google Slides presentations. And so if you agree to all of this stuff, then hit allow. If you don't agree, hit cancel. You can look at the privacy policies here to see what information they collect. Again, usually with students, that's why I was very, I understand why the tech department and the school districts have to do that. But I know within the Quincy Public School District a few years ago, I just emailed our tech director, talked to him about what extensions or add-ons we needed, and most of the time he would always add them. So then, as you can see, it's adding, it's telling me where to find Creator Studio, and it's done. If I want to learn about it, I can learn about it. So what this does, it turns your Google slide into a GIF image. If you see people, things moving on the screen, that's what it does. If you also use Screencastify, I know I just did a workshop earlier this afternoon on Screencastify. I didn't share that. Screencastify, you can even turn in a screencast into a GIF as well. So as you can see, lots to learn out there. Don't beat yourself up. Just take it day by day and reach out to get help or join the different groups out there as well. Any other questions or comments for me or for anybody in the group?
Hi, Lisa. This is Annette. Hey, I came on late and I cannot bookmark your slideshow. What do I have to do that?
Okay. Hey, great question. Oh, I'm still sharing my screen, so I'll show you. Did you get the bit.ly link for the,
No.
Annette, you said
No.
yes?
No, I didn't. I came on late and I missed the whole beginning.
Okay, not a problem. It's all going to be, I've recorded this all. I think, oh, I'm still recording. I can stop recording here. I meant to stop here earlier, but it's on the recording, but I've got time. I'll show you right now here. Let's see. Oh, I'm still recording here, but let me go up here and copy the link here. And I'll put it in chat. Oh, and Kathleen put it there too. Thanks, Kathleen.
Okay.
And then after we answer this, I'll go back for the people, since I talked about Screencastify, there's a couple questions on Screencastify. Again, I'll talk about that. If you want to stay, you can, but anytime you can leave. Annette, do you remember how to add it to your Google Drive or to bookmark it?
No, and I didn't get it didn't link for me when I clicked on it. Can I go back and do that again?
Yeah, go ahead and copy that link there. And then once you copy it, do you want me to go ahead and show you, or you need me to wait for a second?
I need the link again.
Oh, okay. Do you see it there in chat?
I do. Hang on. Let me see. Oh, I'm trying to copy it and it won't let me. Here we go.
And you might, did it let you copy it now?
It opened it for me.
Okay.
So when I tried to hit copy, it opened, but that's okay. I'm there now. So I can just go ahead and bookmark it.
Yep. Were you able to bookmark it, or do you want me to show you how to put it to your Google Drive?
I actually have it bookmarked, but tell me how to put it in my drive too.
Okay, great question. So can you still see my screen?
No.
If to see my screen, do you know how you can get to your other tabs?
Yeah, I'm all over the place right now.
Okay, you're fine in that. Here's what I'll do. I'll walk you through it, but if anything, we could do a one-on-one call, either sometime this week if you have time and want to do that, to do it. But up at the top, to the very right of the title of the slide deck where it says, today's date, Google Slides and creating a Bitmoji virtual classroom. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay. There's a star, and then to the right of the star is a triangle with a plus sign.
No. Don't see that. Oh, okay. I see. That's the drive. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can just add that shortcut to your drive right from there.
Okay.
And then, let's say tomorrow, a month from now, 2 months from now, you're like, okay, where did Lisa have me put my slide deck that she shared with me? If you don't know, email me, we'll help you out. Because again, we're all at different places in our learning. I've been there before where I can't find things. So know that you can
know that I am all over the place.
Oh, you're doing fine, Annette. You should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so I am going to talk about Screencastify here, just show you a couple things. To turn it into a GIF. So if I'm Screencastify, let me pull up, I'm still sharing my screen, right? For the people who want to know this. Okay. So I'm going to go to my Screencastify folder and just grab a video out from there. I'll just pull this one out here. So talk about how they need to get X by itself and actually solve, or try to solve this by writing on this Jamboard. Here's okay. So that's actually using Jamboard if you haven't used that before. But so here I've got my video. I've added it to my editor. And let me all right. I want where it says download. Okay, let me just go in and do another quick screencast. It's not coming to me. I know if I'm right here and I do screencast, right now, saying drawing tools, okay. If I record, once I record it, then what screen is recording? Oh, I don't have my tools. I've got too many tabs open here. My apologies. It's over here. It's usually, so I'm recording this. Let me stop. Okay. So right here when I download it, I can download it as a GIF. So I don't know if it will show up until it's saved to my Google Drive. But yeah, right here, when I click on download, I can download it if I want. I can export it as an MP4 file, export it just as audio only, or export it as an animated GIF. So that is how you export it as a GIF from Screencastify. And if you're not familiar with Screencastify, someone asked, can I share my Screencastify slide deck? I sure can. Let me get the bit.ly link for you. And you can look at it. And again, this has a lot of resources. Again, if you have your free time, it's a great tool out there to use. There's a free version and a premium version that you can use as well. Does anybody who's still on this workshop use Screencastify that you want to talk about that, or anybody want to talk about and share? I know Kathleen talked about, she's got some virtual classrooms already. Kathleen, do you want to share any in the chat there with us, or any that you want me to link on the slide deck for people to look at after the fact?
I can share my virtual classroom that I've made. I haven't put my hyperlinks or anything in it, but I can show you mine.
Okay, perfect. And did I stop sharing my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to share your screen, and if you're okay, if you want me to add a link to your virtual classrooms like I did with Angela's in the slide deck, I can, but that's up to you.